Tottenham till I die, Spurs die hard. Tottenham till I die. Tottenham till I die. Tottenham till I die. Spurs die hard. Tottenham till I die. Tottenham till I die, Spurs die hard. Tottenham till I die.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Spurs Die Hard TTID, Tottenham Till I Die. And a happy new year to you all, although it's not turning out to be a very happy new year for us Spurs fans with the way results are going. Big up to the 25 of you that are brave enough to join us on various platforms. And I believe, yes, we've got Brian in the chat. Big up, Brian. Thank you for braving it and being with us tonight. And as usual, we thank you all, wherever you're watching us for your support. We're going to get straight into the game after I introduce Ian, co-host and co-owner of this Spurs group we've got. How are you, Ian?
Yeah, could be better, couldn't I? News a big chip this afternoon, of course. Kevin Keegan as well, someone else from our youth, a bit younger than Chip. So, you know, maybe a slightly younger generation will remember him. And then losing again and losing to a team that hasn't won in 11 and, you know, having dominated a game, lost it at the end, written in the stars. Semenyo, player that's turned us down, going to Manchester City for £65 million, the same money we paid for Solanke, who's still on the treatment table, or partly on the treatment table, partly on the training ground. It's just not a good scene, and we want to try and put a positive spin on it. But you wonder, you know, Scarfy was brilliant on my show on Sunday night and saying, look, we got to get rid of Enoch. We've got to get rid of Enoch. And you do start to wonder with, you know, we are, you know, a week into the transfer window. We've done absolutely nothing. We've let a whole host of players go. We've got injuries mounting up. And you wonder how the club is being run. Is it being run at all? It's certainly not being run well. And it's maybe a little bit like one of those computers, you know, where have you tried switching it on and off? And maybe we need to switch Tottenham Hotspur, you know, off and back on.
Well, let's start with Martin Chivers. I mean, me and you have followed this club for decades. You've seen him play, and I've seen him play. What are your memories of Martin?
Yeah, I mean, I can remember. He joined us at the tail end of 1967. And I can remember I was very lucky. I'd only been to a couple of home first team games, but my dad took me to Manchester to watch when you first did the shows, you were asking about people's memories. And I'm sure that I mentioned this, that my dad took me to Manchester to see Spurs play Manchester United in the FA Cup third round in January. I could talk about that all day, but we're talking about Chiv. And Chiv scored twice for us that afternoon, you know, 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon, as all the games were, highlights on Match of the Day. And he scored twice, once in about the 89th minute. We got a draw. We took him back to White Hart Lane as was, and beat them 1-0. So that was my first memory of him. I remember his bad injury. One of those innocuous injuries, he just jumped up for a ball in the halfway line and went down like a sack of potatoes, and that was him out for, you know, a long while.
Yeah, cartilage operations. You didn't have the microsurgery you got now. If you got a cartilage injury, you were out for months. Like.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was. I think it was a cartilage, and it was. He was out for the thick end of a year. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be at Wembley in '73 when we beat Aston Villa.
71.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Oh, 71. What am I talking
73
about?
we beat Norwich.
Of course
Yeah.
it was. Yes, 71. That was my first Wembley Cup final, 1971. And then, of course, he scored in the 1972. And people, I tell you, if you haven't seen this goal, Martin Chivers, I know Kev Clark met him not that long ago.
Yeah.
Tom's dad. And he asked Big Chiv, what was your favourite goal? And he said, the one I scored at Wolves. This was when the UEFA Cup, as it was. That was the first year, I think, of the UEFA Cup. We were the first winners of that, and it was played over 2 legs. One at Molineux. The first one was at Molineux, one at White Hart Lane, and we won 2-1 at Molineux, and I remember it very well. And the goal he scored was like an absolute rocket. And you absolutely have to see.
Yeah, you hit the ball, and then all you see was the net ripple, didn't you? You couldn't believe it had gone in. It was just one of them goals out of the blue. But like he's hit it. He had such a powerful shot, though.
Phenomenal hit.
Both have the hardest shots in the league, I think.
And that's certainly a goal I will never forget. But a great player. I mean, a great leader of the line. A big. I mean, it's hard. You try and think of centre forwards. I mean, because he wasn't like Kane. Kane's a lot more versatile. Kane's a lot better than Chiv was. Chiv was a great player. But, when you think the way he led the line, he could hold the ball up, bring people into play, 2 good feet, good in the air, great old-fashioned English centre-forward, and played for England a fair bit as well.
Yeah, I think he got 174 goals, so it's third highest Spurs goal scorer in history.
Yeah.
If defenders got on him, they'd virtually hang from his neck, because he was the only way I can say to the 50 odd of you, which is fantastic after a loss, that are watching us on various platforms, is that the only one I can sort of compare with Chivers today was probably size wise and awkwardness to get the ball off was Didier Drogba at Chelsea. Yeah. He was another big shouldered, tall striker. And when Chivers was in full flow, you couldn't stop him. And he would unleash shots 20 yards and and he was good, ever so good in the air as well. I mean, one of the goals at Wolves was a header, apart from that blistering shot. I think the other one was a header.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that final, and I remember Stevie P scoring 2 against. It was Inter, wasn't it? It wasn't AC Milan.
Yeah, it was Inter Milan. Yeah,
in the semi-final, 2 absolutely glorious right foot shots. Into the corners to get us into to take us a long way to getting us into the final.
And the thing with Chivy's shot, if he stepped up to take a penalty, the opposing goalkeeper would be bricking it.
Absolutely.
He hit the ball so hard, and the balls were different then as well. They're not the balls they are today.
I mean, he was a match day ambassador, and you would see him around the place.
Yeah.
He always looked so fit. That's what, you never know. I mean, say, Peter, 50 odd of you now in the chat, live every day as if it's your last, because it just might be. I mean, I picked up the story late afternoon, probably only about half an hour before it broke. I was told not to reveal anything, but I gather he went in and had a gallbladder operation. I mean, I think it will come out. But came home and he was fine, and then so whether it was we'll find out eventually. But it's very, very sad. Very fit, healthy man, but he's left a lot of people with a lot of great memories. So
I mean, so many goals he used to hit, typical goal, right, closing in on defence and just unleashing that powerful shot. Yeah. Good in here as well. They used to show on the Football Polls one, the diving header he scored against Nottingham Forest in a 6-0 win or something. They used to show that a lot. I mean, and they used to say when we was winning the UEFA Cup in '72, you picked up the papers and even the foreign reporters, they called him Chivers, Cheever. Chivers. They raved about him, I mean, an absolute legend to this club. I mean, he didn't get the respect he deserved when his career was on the wane. Like most players, the crowd start getting on your back when you're losing your career's on the wane, you're losing your ability to score goals or you miss chances. But then, like all players, when they come back, couple of years later, all the love returns for him, don't they? Like he became an ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one other piece of sad news. I don't know the details of it. Apparently, Kevin Keegan's got cancer. We wish him well. Been a great servant for England and the club Liverpool and Hamburg. You know, so they used to call him Mighty Mouse in Germany, I believe. And yeah, you couldn't fault Keegan's work ethic, and him and Toshek formed a formidable partnership for Liverpool, didn't they? So hope it's not too serious and it carries on.
Kev's not dead yet, so let's all,
Yeah.
if you pray, religion's not my thing. I don't pray.
Okay.
But everybody's thoughts, and if you pray, pray for Kevin Keegan.
Yeah. Okay, and after that, we must now talk about tonight's game.
Okay. Just sorry. Gary's been messaging me. They've got a good number on as well. So it might even be they've got 400 watching as well. So maybe I'll send him a link anyway. I don't know if this will work or not, but let's talk about the game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the game.
Okay, tonight's team, Ian. Vicario, Spence, Vidi, Romero, and Porro. We all could have picked that. Paulinho.
Yeah.
Bentancur, Bergvall in midfield.
Yeah.
That looked okay. I mean, Gray had played 7 games on the turn. I didn't expect him to start.
I mean, we're short of options, let's be honest. I didn't have a problem with the team. I'm never wild about Paulinho and Bentancur playing together, but I can understand it playing away from home because you don't want to be conceding goals. My problem with this is we've conceded 3 again, and it's not the first time. But my thoughts before the game, Adrian, were let's go out and it don't matter what the team is, let's go out and try and win the game. Let's go out and try and win it.
Well, there were a few pluses from the game, actually. I mean, like, obviously, to me, Marnie starts because Richie needs the rest. He's played every game going. Yeah. Although there's lots of fans, I'm not a fan of Richie. I've got to be honest. But you know, I can't fault his form this year. And he has been doing a job. And without his goals, we'd be deep in it, right? So, so that was the team. Anything more comments on that before I bring the subs up?
No, I don't have a problem with that team.
I didn't actually.
I think it was as good a team as we could play. I mean, I think we talk about it, but I think Tell was Xavi was always going to play back from 3-match suspension. Tell impressed. Muani continues to disappoint.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot of service though. To be fair, and this is the whole thing. If the midfield don't supply strikers with chances, they're not going to look good, are they? He wasn't given one chance. But this was the subs bench for the 60 of you watching us: Kinksky, Dragerson, Dancer, Richarlison, Gray, Odebert, Davies, Scarlett, and Williams. Well, apart from Scarlett and Williams, we probably could have picked those subs, couldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, but this is part of the problem. You start to look, well, who else?
Yeah,
I mean, heaven knows who's going to play on Saturday. It's really, I think it's a must win for. I don't know. Have you got something on there, Adrian? There's some background noise coming from somewhere. It's a must-win game for Frank. I think we'll come on to that, no doubt. A must-win game for Frank, and I think that was all the options he had.
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to fitness. We got. Our 4 top scorers from last year. Johnson's gone there, but you say Kulu, Madison, Solanke have gone. We've got our 4 top scorers are gone, and if you include Sonny, that's 5. But I don't have excuses for it. But we should have cover, shouldn't we?
But I was having a rant on when we started, but I was having a rant online before about the club really being dysfunctional from top to bottom. Because why have we let Johnson go without having a replacement lined up?
Well, this is the point.
You can't run a business like that. You can't run a football club like that. They're so inept, so incompetent.
Well, especially as Frank said he wanted early signings. We're into day 7. So early signings to me are in the first 2 weeks because it could, I mean, the 8th day it comes into the first week. It looks like we're after a young kid and there's no gravitas surrounding other players that we know there's lots of rumours about. There's a group of players we are definitely interested, but whether they're available like Aklouche and like Nathaniel, whatever.
But hang on, it seems to me that Vinay and Frank called called Johnson into the room, whatever it was, and said, you don't fit in the plans. We've had an offer from Crystal Palace. We're letting you go for 35 million.
Yeah.
And they sold him. And they sold him on the 2nd of January, I think it was. And they've got, because I'm thinking, well, there must be players coming in. There must be a Diamandi or whatever coming in, a top player. It stinks. The whole club stinks from top to bottom.
Well, now that Semenyo is having his we don't know. This is the thing. We aren't entitled, but we'd like some clarity, when it comes to know what's going on behind the scenes. It may be that our recruitment team, it's a big recruitment team, and you've got Rob McKenzie and 10 under him, then you've got Vinay and Paratici still, and Langer as well. I mean, it's a big recruitment team with scouts. So we don't know if, we're waiting for Semenyo to have his medical tomorrow before we go in for a Man City player. We don't know if conversations have taken place. Someone told me Savinho's injured. I don't know if he is or not, but apparently we were linked with Oscar Bob and all. Don't think they'll let Marmoush.
Just keep talking while you keep
going. I don't think they're going to let Oscar Bob.
Man City team.
Why they're in they drew tonight, I think. I don't think they're going to let him go. But you'd think all right, Sod's Law Kudos then got injured after we sell Johnson. But you'd think like you said, that if we haven't been having conversations, we don't sign players like this week or have medical started this week, then I'm in total agreement. I'm in total agreement anyway, because we should have been having these conversations before the window's even open. I mean, what do the team do all year round? They can't sit on there. They must be forever collating information all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
Savinho was not involved at all for Manchester City tonight, which suggests. I mean, I'm sure that what's his name, Pep said that it didn't look a good injury. So, who else are we interested from them? Oscar Bob.
Well, there was Marmoush, Oscar Bob, wasn't there? That was about it, I think.
Marmoush is at. Yeah,
I mean, because they've got Cherky, they've got Doku, they've got Foden. They've got Bob, obviously, and now they've got
Doku and Foden both started. You're not taking anyone out of their starting 11, are you?
No. Well, that's just on the transfer thing. So, obviously, the rumours with Souza from Santos have really gained gravitas now. I think that deal will get done, but he's 19. So is he rated that highly that he's going to be on the bench behind, Udogie or even Spence on the left? So we don't know yet, but he may have been brought in because it's not a fortune we're talking about, under 20 million euros or something like that, 17 million. So it's not a fortune we're talking with a rumored amount of money we've got to spend. So if he's being brought in, which it sticks in my throat and yours probably as much, because we should be bringing in players that can walk straight into that first team.
Yeah,
to be a squad of 18. You need a squad of 18 out of 25. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure these rumours are going to heart up this week. We'll get into the game. Then we started quite well, Ian. 5 minutes, no one. Simmons back.
Tom just said Savinho's injured. I mean, that's not a runner if he's injured for any length of time. Yeah.
And it was a nice finish by Tal, who looked bright during the game. I'd probably give him the man of the match, but when you lose a game, who wants to give anyone the man of the match? Is like giving them a curse, really. Yeah. So it was a nice goal, but we weren't great in this first half. We were sloppy. We gave the ball away too easy. We looked disjointed. We still have no pattern of play. There's no cohesion in the midfield.
Isn't that the point? We talked about this on Sunday, Adrian, didn't we?
Yeah.
We have no identity. At least with Ange, people complain. The people had their moans about Ange, and fair dues, but this is who we are, mate. If we had an identity, we had a pattern, we had a little something about us. This team's got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. This team could play for 5 years and be hanging around between, 10th and 16th in the league. Not getting any better, probably. You always hope there's 3 worse teams than you.
Yeah.
Although we go back to the sort of the Chivers era, and you remember from about 74 onwards, we were gradually declining to a point where we eventually went down, and actually, a bit like a sick animal, going down was a bit like being put out of our misery. And of course, then we played brilliantly in the first division. The old second division got promoted, recruited Ozzy and Ricky, and later Crooks and Archibald, and the rest is history. But football is completely different now. Losing your place in the Premier League, the economics of it are so far-reaching. So far-reaching.
This is where ENIC have got to get their finger out. They've sat behind Levy as the front man, but they're still responsible because they've owned this club for 25 years. So they're still responsible for the position we find ourselves in, because they should have stepped in early if they weren't happy the way Levy was doing business in the transfer market, bringing in all these substandard players, and NJ and Kudu, Roden, there's lots of others I'm sure people could mention, right? So they've sat on it. So they've got to fix it. It's now their job to fix it. And if they want to moan about us not getting Europe next season, which is looking unlikely now, then you can't blame the manager for this. You have to give him the tools for it. Don't get me wrong. I question Frank as well, because I don't think he's not Spurs DNA. Hasn't shown he's a too-darest to do manager like Nicholson was, like Birkinshaw was, like Joel was, like Redknapp was, like Venables was, like Poch was. They were Spurs, what they call Spurs DNA managers. Frank hasn't shown that yet. Now, it may be, I hope, that's because at Brentford he had limited resources, so he organised his team and structured game plans to suit a team with limited resources, and he did very well with them. Now he's at a much bigger club than Brentford, no disrespect to them, but we expect Spurs teams to play the Spurs way. But ENIC did it again. They didn't bring in the right managers, even though Mourinho was world class in his own way and Conte was as well. They're not the Spurs way type of managers. They're egocentric managers. It's all about them, right? And not about the club. They think they're bigger than the club, and no one ever is. So we've brought in wrong managers all the time, and like we didn't back Poch for 518 days in the transfer window. So and all their problems root from them basically. And we put sticky classes in the squad here and there, trying to patch things up, and it's just the recruitment. We've failed better in the transfer market recently. We have failed better, but if you take the recruitment since Poch went, or even during Poch's reign, it's been piss poor, to be honest.
Well, the recruitment's always been with, and this is where the problem is that this, Sousa may end up being a really good player, but we don't need any more 19-year-olds. This was Levy's DNA, that I want to buy players that have got sell-on value. Now, if ENIC, the way I understood it from the ITKs and what have you, was that ENIC were putting through, or the Lewis family, God, I do hate that expression, were putting up, 150, 200 million pounds for us to go and buy oven-ready players, Adrian. There we go, I said it. There's a couple of problems with that, and one of which is, who in their right mind would want to come and play for this team? If you're that good, you want to be challenging for the league, you want to be playing in the Champions League. Hello, we're in the Champions League, but we're not going to be in it next year unless we win it. Sorry, stop laughing in the on the chat, please. There's a couple of things though that are really frustrating me. The things that Frank says every press conference suggests he doesn't get what Tottenham's about, and he's been there 6 months, 7 months now. And you would think, having been working in England for 7, 8 years, whatever he was at Brentford, he would understand a little bit about Tottenham's history and who we are, what we stand for, what we represent, and what we try and do. And when we talk about winning the right way. But he keeps talking about worrying about the opposition. And you can see the players have complained about everything he does is about trying to stop the opposition, and he's not very good at that. Because if you look back at the number of games we've conceded 2 and 3 in over the last few weeks, it's horrific. The other thing is there was a thing I read about from Matthias Tell, who was always going to play tonight, as I understand it, and he made what was reported. Tell made a comment to him about and he says, well, once I've shown you how to stop them, we can start talking about how you can hurt them. And it's like, no, it's not what you do. That's not what a Tottenham coach does. We go to Bournemouth and we go to Bournemouth telling them they got to worry about us. The emphasis is on we're going to have the ball. And we had how much of the possession? What's the stats say? 58% of the ball we had tonight. Sorry, can I just put that up? 58% of possession, 4 shots on target, whatever. So if you've got 58% of the ball, you're in a position to go hurting the other team. And yet, time and again, his emphasis is on stopping the opposition, and we don't do that.
No, as you and I know through decades of supporting this club, the Spurs way of playing is, right, we play the Spurs way as attractive attacking football, and we let the other team worry about us. We don't worry about them. And that was the way. We played our way, which was to attack. It didn't always work. We didn't win loads of titles. But when you went to the ground, you knew that the team are going to have a go. They're going to attack. If we win, we win. We're going to win more games than you lose, because most teams win more home games than they lose, unless they're going to get relegated or something. And like we were poor first half, I thought. And, so like the stats here, like you say, I mean, like when you look at it, clearances, they had 35 to our 14, I mean, crosses, where they had 12 to our 21. Tackles 1, we were winning the tackles. That was second half. It was a game of, to me, it was 2 halves. Second halves, we were much better, but we were still huff and puff, and we had there was no fluidity in midfield, no cohesion at all. No. Which is like, it seemed more like play and hope rather than
no identity. We have no identity. I mean, sorry, I'm just pulling up a couple.
No, you do the chat. You do the chat. That's fine.
We sacked the one manager that played to the club's motto. I'm presuming you're thinking about Ange, although I suppose it could be Pochettino as well. Because although Poch was a counter-attacking manager, he just happened to be bloody good at it. Player that chooses us.
Well, under Poch, also under Poch, Ian, let's be fair, the players were well drilled under Poch. They were well drilled.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was patterns in our play. You knew what was going to happen. If the front four, the desk, the DESK, that was Dele, Eriksson, Son and Kane, if something wasn't quite working, he would change it. He would change it. But, he didn't panic. But he would try and change it or move players around the pitch. There was always someone else you could bring on, right? But, I mean, this tells a better story of the second half rather than the first, in my opinion. Those in the chat, if you've got a different opinion, just post your comments. I thought we were much better, although we're even getting this equaliser. It's a bit more desperation in the way we went about our play, but we seem to get more of the ball. We expended a lot of energy, but we just sort of run around, really. There wasn't really no pattern to it, So,
but there was... there wasn't much guile, was there?
No.
I mean,
Simmons showed some good stuff. You can see Simmons is going to be a really good player for us, right? He did some good things. He can lose players and all that. Mwani was invisible because he didn't get any chance, didn't get any sniff of the ball at all. But Tell was good, And look, I hate to say it because I'm not a fan of Richie, but he did make a difference when he came on. One header hit the post. VDV could have had one which the keeper clawed out of midair.
No, fabulous save.
Yeah, I mean, we deserve something out of this game, but when your luck's out, things aren't going for you. Picking up injury, Bergville goes off injured, looked like a muscle thigh injury. You might not see him in this season. It's just a story of a luck, which means Gray's got to play more games now. The only The only thing on the injury front is that this week, I think Sarr and Basuma are up against each other, so one of them's coming on in the game.
Well, Basuma's not getting a game, is he? Let's be honest.
No, not really.
I think Frank could pick you.
Barring the injury crisis, like, so I don't want to put the mockers on Sarr, but I hope he's the one that comes home, like, because we're going to need him. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Sarr. I think he started the season really well. We started the season fine. He loses his place. I don't really get it.
No particular reason, really.
Well, he's got an engine. We don't have anyone with a real engine.
I think Sarr and Bergvall got in. I think Gray and Bergvall have got good engines. Better than Bentancur and Paulinho. See, with me, with Paulinho, you can play him like you alluded to earlier. If there's one of you, but you need two ball-carrying players alongside him that can get you up the pitch. If you're playing him and Bentancur's not doing. I think he's playing under orders with Frank. He's not doing what he did pre-ACL injury when he was driving us up the pitch. He can do that, but he's not doing it. Yes, it is, Paul G. It is a gutting result. We should have got something out of that game.
So you always felt, though, didn't you? Even with, I put on one of the chat groups. I thought 8 minutes, and then they made a couple of more substitutions. So 9 minutes was, I thought, pretty well spot on. But you always felt that there was going to be a goal, another goal in stoppage time. You always felt it wasn't finishing 2-2.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get. That's how delusional I was. I thought we were going to get the goal because we looked more likely. But 22 minutes, 1-1, Taverner cross, Evan Nilsson scored. It was a good cross. When you hit crosses in like that, you could. I'd have to go and look at it if I wanted to post and blame. I'd have to go. I haven't looked at the highlights or listened to Frank's. I will post them later in our WhatsApp group and all that. If people have got the heart to go and look at them, but no, I just thought this would be a good goal.
Again, I just feel you're the World Cup winner. You see this times, Romero. There was 10 minutes to go or whatever, and there was a couple of tackles he won in midfield. You probably know the ones I mean. And he absolutely was fair, but he was hard as nails. He wasn't not winning the ball. But I just felt that, and even look, it was a great goal. It was a good cross. It was a great header. I just think so many goals that are scored are actually preventable, and that was one where I just felt Romero should have been aware of the player coming in from behind him.
I thought he had a decent game. Actually, I think he won most everything in the air tonight. Comes up, got set. Yeah, well, you're either a fan or you're not. He is a quality defender. There aren't many on the planet that are better than him. It's just that we do come down hard, and rightly so. We should critique our players if they make a mistake or they're not as good as we expect them to be. And then he has at Newcastle and he scores 2 goals. So, and like the red cards about him are a bit of a myth about him being some sort of a psycho player because he only had 2 red cards in 2 seasons. And picking up yellow cards, I'm not too fussed if someone gets 5 yellow cards. They only miss 1 match. Then you should have a squad that can more than cover that anyway. If it's a cup final, you'd moan about it more. Yeah.
No, I think that's absolutely right. A couple of people in the chat. Graham's on. Jimmy's on. Gary Speed 71. I'm not sure I know you. A Welsh fan, I take it. I presume. Sack him now.
Bring the chats up in. You can bring them up.
Yeah, I can. Absolutely. Right. Well, we had that one, and then and then
yes, Paul.
Graham.
Graham.
Where's Graham? There's Graham, and then I've got an acknowledgement from Paul, and then Jimmy, and then I haven't seen this.
Welcome, Gary Speed. If you've not been with us before, welcome.
I have heard about it, and then sack him now. So that's they're the messages. 80 of you in the chat. So do hit the like and subscribe button, please. If you're not watching on YouTube, please come onto the YouTube channel and help us out by hitting the like and subscribe button.
Yeah, 30 minutes, Bergvall goes close. See the goalkeeper didn't quite have his near post covered. Yeah, it was a good effort, good vision. he's going to see. He's still developing. He's a fine player for us, but he tries so hard to do too much and to take on a player that he does lose the ball in dangerous positions and give the ball away. You know, and put us in, you know, under threat at times. He looks a fantastic player, and I think he will, you know, deserve his place on the left side of midfield. That's where Frank played him when he got concussion out of that 10 minutes. I think, and I've seen him there again, even though he can wander all over the pitch, right? But I think Frank sees him on the left to do a sort of Morgan Rogers sort of job for us, not as a winger, but just attacking left-sided midfielder. Oh, yeah. Well done, Paul.
No, I'm just trying to find this picture, and then if I can maybe show it. Trouble is my phone is going up with. Jesus Christ! See if I can show that. I can. Can you see that?
Yeah, no. Just what's it say? Just tell us what it says.
It says bloody Arsenal. I can see it. You can see that, guys, can't you?
Yeah.
That's
is that a flex?
Frank. That, Paul, thanks for that. I had heard about it.
What's that in the back of his phone?
It's not, but I'm making it one.
What was that? Is that fake or what? Is it like?
Well. Look, with AI, you don't trust anything, but I don't know. Would someone fake something like that?
Yes, they would.
Maybe.
They would. Yeah. Maybe. So on 36 minutes, we get the Sickner, the Tavern across. The menu hits it really. Senesi finds Krupp, who scores from close range. This come between Romero and Porro, I think, on my memory.
Yeah.
Again, I'd have to look at the highlights. If you've got comments about this second goal in the chat, just give us it, because we're straight off the game here. We can bring you stats and things like that, but I haven't had time to watch the highlights and post them in the other groups that we run. So, So that was a bit of a, you thought, So.
Yeah. Just Jimmy's put up. Yeah, I've just pulled it up. Newcastle beat Leeds 4-3.
Did they?
Leeds probably feel a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Newcastle but Leeds were 1-up. Oh my God! I've just seen Harvey Barnes 90+12. 92nd minute. Harvey Barnes scores the winner.
Yeah. Right. We'll move on to the second half. We were much better with ball possession in the second half. We were much better. We were trying to get the ball quicker instead of our slow build-up play. And then let's move to this, because it was, 77 minutes, 2-2. Paulina overhead kick. It was a wonder strike, really. He's done a couple of these this season. and if that doesn't get Frank's attention, nothing will. Although I do wonder with Paulina whether we'll keep him, not because I don't think he'd be a valued squad member, but if Basuma's going, and we're thinking, how many midfielders are we going to have? I'm all for having 8, because in a squad of 25, you've got 22 players, 2 in each position, 23 with the third goalkeeper. That leaves you 2 extra positions. I'd rather have 8 midfielders, because most games are 1 in midfield. Although a lot of clubs want utility players now, sort of jack of all trades, master of none, right? So,
breaking news. Sorry, I always have my phone just in case anything develops. Pep Guardiola, Savinho is likely to be sidelined for a month and a half, 2 months. So you can forget about him.
Yeah. So if Johnson was going, I don't know if Savinho was injured before Johnson was going. Let's see if we're still interested in him. We don't know. We may be, Personally, I'd rather go and get Akliouche of Monaco. He's 23. I'd rather take him. He solves a lot of problems. He can play in midfield. He can play on the wing. He can play as a 10. So, and he is skillful. Monaco should have thrashed us in that game they're in Europe. So, and I like him. And I don't think it'd be much of a risk. There's a question, maybe we always talk about physicality when we bring in players into the Premier League. Has he got the physicality? I don't know. But Modric didn't have the physicality, and he did all right, didn't he? You know, Ozzy
Yeah.
Davies didn't have the mind you, different game than to go back that far. But you know, so this goal, I mean, like, it was exceptional goal.
I went to get a whiskey. I missed it. I went to get a drink. I thought I'll have a wee scotch watching this, and so I missed it. I've seen it. I've seen the replay. Fabulous goal. Fabulous technique.
I'm going to enjoy watching it again later this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, no, I'm gonna stay up and watch Jacob Bethel get a 300 and as but bowl Australia.
Yeah, I'll get the highlights of that actually. Yeah,
after tea. Yeah.
He's a good prospect, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in 84 minutes.
Sorry, you put your banner back. Sorry.
Do that. Go and get Robinson Lookman to give us.
Yeah, well, no. Do you?
I'm not. I mean, Robinson's proven. I'm not so sure about Lookman. He didn't do it at Leicester and Everton, right? And he seems to. We don't want no one who's like going to cause trouble behind the scene. He seems to have bust ups with managers and shit like that. And I want people to come in a club that are a bit more mature and sensible. You know.
You're an agent, Adrian. Tottenham are interested in your player. You follow the game because it's your job to follow the game. Because if I'm an agent, I'm saying, but your manager might want you, but there's every chance you're going to dispense with this manager in the next week, maybe in the next 4 days, because another home defeat against Aston Villa. I can't see how he carries on. I really don't.
Well, the thing is, I mean, just on that, we can't continue this way. On the thing about bringing players in, you've got a lot of the fan base say, yeah, but if you bring these players in, they won't suit the next manager who's got a different style and all this. Well, look, us fans out there, we know what positions we need to fill, no matter what new manager comes in this club. It's all down the left-hand side. You know, left winger, left attacking midfielder, ball creative midfield general, and left back. We know we need those positions filled, right? And regarding the manager, Enoch and Levy should have made sure that when you're bringing in managers, they're managers that play the Spurs way, right? And so you've got a system in your club of the way you play, which is your DNA, that any manager you interview comes in, knows what's expected of them. Fine, you manage the players, but you play the Spurs way. This club is set up from the lowest academy level, kids of 8 or 10 years old upwards, to playing the Spurs way. And that's the way the club should be. So when you do
but can you imagine Daniel Levy carrying out a job interview or a discussion with a manager?
Well, the problem with businessmen, they're football fans of your club and they may own your club, but they're clueless when it comes to football.
Let me ask you the question.
Go on.
Can you imagine Daniel Levy having a conversation with a manager and saying, you have to play the Spurs way? This is what's in our DNA. I don't even think he understood it.
Right. You can change the question, right? Because you can go to Levy and Co. You don't interview managers that don't play the Spurs way, that don't play similar to us or attacking football. Why are you bringing Conte and Mourinho in? They're great managers.
Absolutely.
Why are you bringing them in? You know how it's going to end. We always knew it was going to end badly with Conte and Mourinho, right? Paratici wanted Conte in, hoping he could put a sticking plaster over our problems, right? Same with Mourinho, right? So, but we knew they were never going to, and yet we bring in an unknown Poch who wasn't first choice, and he gets us to play the way we want to see football played. 84 minutes, VDV header. This was a great save by goalkeeper.
Was a great save.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't legislate for that. That goes in. We probably win the game. Probably win. We certainly don't lose it.
No.
But that's football. But
I can't fault
the
players for a second half effort. I can fault the players for the way we play because there's just no pattern to it here. There's just no pattern to it at all.
No. I mean, one of the things is, with just before we move on, something I must say is what you can't do is play crap and lose. I mean, if you're playing like Thomas Frank and we've eked out a 2-1 win and we're up to 4th in the league, you're putting up with it. You're putting up with it because you're 4th in the league, and that's the way he plays. He's a results-based manager. He's come to a bigger club. Excuse me. He's got better players. But the fact is, what he's achieving is awful.
And yeah, I mean, because I'm Frankie, and I'm giving him to the end of the season no matter what, because I just don't see how you can change anything for the better. We've still got to do work in the transfer window. We've still got to fill holes that we know, at least 3.
Yeah.
And so like there's.
I'm laughing at the chat. Sorry.
Go on, no, bring it up. Bring
it up in a minute.
Bring the chat up. What we've left. Bring the chat up. We like to engage with the chat. Bring the chat up.
Bring the chat up, right? Well, we had. There's someone said that's Carl Slim Blue was Audio Artisan under another name. So I think it's too early. I think it's too early.
Bergvall, he wasn't happy. He was in tears going off, I think, almost. And I think it's a thigh muscle injury, which means you're not seeing him for a couple of months.
Yeah, I think that's right. Bergvall months, maybe Bentancur weeks. Tagaro, though, morning, it's been 2-1, 4-1, by the way, and yeah,
he's in Australia, Tagaro.
I'd never have known, even if I didn't know. And there's my daughter Nat. Might need to buy. I've had actually a message from her husband as well. Might need to buy the players that we had. This is going to make people cry. Might need to buy Johnson back. Yeah, I shouldn't have sold him. I don't know if you were listening at the point I said, why sell him unless you've got the. I can understand getting rid of him. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't. I do have a problem with selling him with no replacement lined up. But it'll probably be another profitable transfer window for the Parasites. But let me bring this up. Spurs, as long as I can remember, have had world-class players. And there's few before this. Hoddle, Waddle, Diaz, Lineker, Gaza, Archibald, Modric, Bale, Kane, Sheringham, Sons, Ginola, Klinsmann, Allen. List of greats are there. Spurs don't have that calibre anymore. I mean, Christ, can go back. Pat Jennings, Cliff
Ledley
Jones,
King,
Jimmy
Martin
Greaves, Ledley
King.
King. Yeah, Ledley King, Maurice Norman, Danny Blanchflower. I mean, yeah.
And Cliff Jones is still alive and he's 90, I think.
Say that again.
Cliff Jones is still alive and he's 90.
Cliff Jones, yeah, he must be 90.
And I think he's third highest goal scorer in history.
Yeah.
Watched his
son-in-law is Matty Wells, who's just gone to America.
Yeah, Colorado Rapids.
Yeah. So
I don't like to see this Carl's Lindblom. It looked like he was having eaten his way fans at the final whistle. Yeah, I mean, I can't fault the effort second half. I can fault the way we played first half. I thought we weren't good, but yeah, and I get it. I mean, the players were trying. I believe they are. You know, they've got pride. They're trying for Frank. I mean, I remember VDV's interview on with Neville, and he was talking about Thomas Frank and all that, and he was saying like how the players are took into his like tactics and things like that because they didn't do so much of that with Ange. I mean,
yeah.
So you're going to get all these rumours. Players lost and all that. When things are like this and things are going badly, we'll be fine. I think we need to accept that we're going to finish mid-table, you know, and we're sort of hoping we can do something in the FA Cup. We're definitely not winning the Champions League, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But 6 games, you can win the FA Cup, you know. So,
but let me take a step back from this because you said about the buying into Frank's ideas and what have you. You and I go into the dressing room. We say we're playing 4-2-3-1. This is the team. Go out and play. Would they be any worse than the team the way they played tonight? These are experienced professionals. You know, we talk about coaching, and good coaching can make a difference, a positive difference. I just don't see, this is back to Frank, I don't see what his coaching is bringing to the team.
I mean,
if I got a talented group of 11 players and just said, this is the formation, this is the team, these are your positions, just go and express yourselves, play. enjoy it. You're taking the throw-ins, you're taking the corners, no short corners, get the ball into the box, far pass, no tactics, just play. Would Spurs be any worse than they are?
No, I don't think they would. I mean, what gets me is I've been banging on about this all season about lack of cohesion. We look so disjointed in midfield, we fall away too easily. Right. So, if that's the case, then you put extra bodies in midfield. If we've got a 4-2-3-1, then you've got to stick an extra body in midfield. You've got to earn the right to play. If you stick the extra body, so if you've got 3 behind Simmons, it makes you play 2 up top. Whether that's a winger and out and out 9, or with 2 9s, whether it's a Richarlison and Moani, or whether it's a Moani and Kudus or Tull, whoever's fit, or Odegaard, then you do that, because clearly our midfield is not working. And you won't win a majority of your games if you lose the midfield battle. You might get lucky playing long ball. You might, but then you've got to find your targets with long ball, right? You might get lucky, but like, we're not winning the midfield battles in these games, and this is why we've dropped down. We've got no midfield general. Passing is poorer. And Bentancur's a better passer than he's shown. And Paulina, he gets, like, you go up for set pieces, he scores his wonder goals, overhead kicks, he's got a few goals for this season, that's all great. But although he's made more tackles than anyone in the Premier League this season as well, that's all good stuff. But you need a bit more than Paulina, because he hasn't got the legs to get about the field left and right. He's great in the centre. And then you've got Bentancur in it, who has got a pass on him. He put a through ball through against Ipswich away when we won 4-1. You know what I mean? And we got a goal. I mean, he has got a pass on him, but I don't know if it's a confidence thing or not. He's just playing within himself and keeping it simple. And as you said, when he plays well, the team plays well.
Yeah. I mean, it might be. I mean, there's a lot of people just don't think he's as good as some of us think he's at least capable of.
Before the ECL, I thought it was our best midfielder we had at the club.
Wow.
I can't remember who we had. There as well. I mean, like, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what we got here? Yeah. These are our upcoming fixtures, Ian. Now, we've got Villa at home in the Cup, which our season seems to depend on Villa at home in the FA Cup now.
Well, we won a trophy last season, and people that maybe had realistic expectations that we could, we could improve and go and get, maybe win another one. And the FA Cup would probably be your best bet. The trouble is, and this is where the problem is, I don't know any supporters that will feel and will go to the game. I'm going to go to the game, although I don't know why, but think we're going to beat Aston Villa. And even if they play a weakened team, would we still go out and beat them?
Well, with the cup games, I mean, as long as I'm happy that we're at home, I'll be at the game, so we'll meet up, obviously. But they're one-off games. They're hell for leather games usually, especially when 2 Premier League sides meet. You just go for it, don't you? You go for it. So I'm not. Villa have been a bit lucky against us recently, but I fancy the home in a cup game. It's one-off, and usually teams bury their league form woes in cup and usually have decent cup runs. So I think this is an even game. It could go either way, but because we're at home, I'll fancy us to nick it. But we'll see.
There's no replays, are there?
Penalties.
Extra time? I mean, I don't know. They've killed the FA Cup. I mean, the days when...
Remind us in the chat, is it penalties or is it extra time? We don't really want extra time.
I don't think there's replays, though, are there?
No. No, there aren't replays.
Yeah. And then, well, I mean, that West Ham game the following week, I mean, effing hell, is that looking like a big, dangerous game? I mean, we may or may not have another manager by then, but yeah, I'm just reading the comments.
They look doomed to me. I mean, like if they got the second goal when I watched the game, they'd be feeling a lot better, but they're 7 points off of Forest, and they're
West Ham.
yeah, about
I
12
could,
points
I
behind
could
us.
pull it up. Table. At this moment in time, we are down to 14th with 27 points. Yeah, West Ham have 14. So, I mean, my maths was never that good, but they're 13 points behind us, and they're 7 behind.
It's not just
So,
like they're 7 behind Forest, right? So
we're
for them,
not going down. We're
no.
realistically not
and
going
you
down.
don't look at when fans go, yeah, if we win 3 games, we're above Forest. Hang about. Not only have you got to win 3 games, Forest have got to lose 3 games. You know, I mean, like, so the maths then is like it's difficult. You know, no, we're probably finished mid-table now, and like, look back onto the recruitment again. I mean, although we can offer Champions League football, like any player coming in now, it's looking unlikely that we're going to get European football now, and we are. The luck's just not with us, injury-wise and otherwise, and maybe even manager-wise. You think he'll go early? I think he'll probably go at the end of the season. We don't see growth, but then that'll also depend on who we get in this window. Elite players are not going to want to come to Spurs unless we pay the wages. So we have to look at the level below the elite players, basically, to bring players in. There's still quality players out there. They will come for the wages from lower leagues. So even if it's the Spanish or Italian league, like, a lot of these players, they're not on top money. They're not on top money. Even at Juve, getting Yildiz to sign, he wanted, what, 5 million a year in wages? We could pay that, you know. But again, would he want to come? The guy who's on big money is Nico Williams at Bilbao, isn't he? The rumors he's on about 380 a week or something. That's ridiculous.
With the best will in the world, would you see a player like that coming at top?
No. Apparently, Diomandi would come, but I don't think Leipzig would sell unless we really dig him the 80, 85 million. And to be honest, Ian, for a 19-year-old, that is one hell of a risk to pay that sort of money.
And yet, when I've seen some of the stuff he does, you go, yeah. But you're right; it's another.
He's got
kid.
the physicality.
It's another kid. You know,
I don't think that Luis would be such a risk, personally.
Yeah,
I think the kid's really got something about him. Very talented.
Yeah. It's not good. I mean, it's not good, and you try and be optimistic. Christ, I don't think there's many people whose glass is half full more than mine. But I'm trying to find a positive out of this. I'm trying to find a positive way out of this, and I'm like, I'm struggling.
Well, I'm glass half full, and we can then both be called delusional. Not happy clap, it's delusional. But there's a saying, isn't there? If you can keep a cool head while everyone's else around you,
it was Kipling, wasn't it?
It means you don't really understand the problem. You know what I mean? So
if you keep your head while all around you lose. It's in the long room at Lord's, that quote. It's from If by Rudyard Kipling, I think.
Might be. Yeah, well, Tagara, I think he'll get to the end of the season.
Graham, I love you, man.
Yeah.
Funny,
man. Graham, good point to make. Yeah. Guys, there's like, we're at the hour mark. There's 86 of you watching this. You are brave on various platforms. We have to brave it up. We braved it up when we lost 4-1 away to Arsenal, and that was tough, right? But we have to brave it up, win, lose, or draw. That's why we're here, because we promised to bring you good content. On that, if you like the show, there's a subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Me and Ian can't see it, but please hit the subscribe button and give the videos a thumbs up, because it does help the algorithm, helps the show to grow. And we pride ourselves in bringing you mature and sensible, fact-based content, right? So hit the subscribe button. We do have a Facebook group, 14, nearly approaching 15,000 members. We just wish we could get them over here, but some people stick to various platforms. We have an XCOM group, which you can message us on if you want to come on shows, because we need somewhere to get your number to add you to our WhatsApp group, which we've got as well. So we've got 3,200 in the XCOM group. If you go on there and and subscribe to us there, then message me or Ian and give us your phone number if you feel like you'd like to take part in one of our shows. You're more than welcome to do so. We pride ourselves on being mature and sensible. Don't laugh, right? And so big up to everyone in the chat. for your comments and questions. Yeah, and a very big up to everyone watches us on Play. Right, on these fixtures, we've got West Ham. Yeah, so really, they look down and out, but you know, wounded animals can be dangerous. I mean, I think they're sharp. I think they're sharp. They got fantastic fan base, passionate fans, West Ham. But I think they're sharp as a club. You know, there's no chance Gold's going to invest in that football team. So, and their academy of bringing youngsters through, like when they brought Defoe and Carrick through, and that it just isn't producing. I think they've got a left back coming through, but I think that's about it. Then on the 17th in January, we've got Dortmund in. I don't think Dortmund are as good as when we played them last time. We won out there 1-0 and Kane scored. I don't know where they are in the German league. Phil King would know though, because he's in Frankfurt. Probably here gets to know a lot about the German league out there. So, but we need to progress in the Champions League. We probably need a draw, but a win will clinch it, the playoffs. And then Tuesday, that's the 20th, and then Saturday the 24th, we've got Burnley away. I think they got a result today, a draw, didn't they, or something?
I think they got. Did they not? No, did they not get beat late on by Man United?
Probably then, yeah.
I'll bring it up. Burnley. Oh no, hang on. Burnley. What am I looking at? They didn't play tonight.
Brighton, then maybe we're
They
confused.
did 2-2 with Man United. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was looking in alphabetical order. It must be kick-off order. Burnley 2, Manchester United 2. Yeah, they were 1 up, 2-1 up, 2-1 down, and then 66 minutes equaliser from Burnley. So yeah, bad result for Man U. Another one.
Managerless Man United.
Managerless Man United.
Yeah,
actually, this wouldn't be a bad time to sack your manager because there's a bit of a merry-go-round going on.
Yeah, well, and then our last game in January is Frankfurt away on Wednesday the 28th. We played them 3 times and beat them 3 times, I think, in Europe in various games. So
Frankfurt,
yeah, and they sold, didn't they? They've sold Marmouche and Ekatike as well. They sold their front forwards basically. So I don't know how well they're doing in Germany. Yeah.
I don't. Well, we can bring our Frankfurter man on. He was on the show the other week. So,
Phil King.
Philip King. Yeah. So Phil can come on, and we'll get him on for that. It'll probably be in demand, but you know, we pay the highest wages to guests, so we'll get them on. This
is the yellow card watch. Romero's on 7, Kudus is 3, Polina's got 5, VDV's got 5, Richarlison 3, Bentancur 5, Porro 4, Spence 2, Danso 3, Bergford 3. I don't think we've got discipline issues, do you, Ian? I mean,
the disciplinary issues are the least of our worries.
And the only reason I'm continuing with this is by strange rules, if you get 10 yellows before the 32nd game, you get a 2-match ban. That's the only reason I'm keeping this going, because if you get past the 19th game without 5 yellows like VDV's got, you don't get a ban. You don't get a ban. But they accumulate your yellow cards. They still accumulate. So yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay. Sorry, Milton's come up with 2-2. I was looking at and Jimmy. I thought we had a quick chat about Kevin stomach cancer. So let's hope. Cancer anywhere is bad, but let's hope. Great player from our day. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, are we going live on Friday? Might be going.
Yes, we'll go live on Friday. I should have the regulars on there in Alan Cravett and Steve Silver. And maybe James will turn up, who's joined our team. So we'll see how he gets on with us. So, or if you're obviously you're an admin and you're welcome to come on any show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're about, because you're going to the game Saturday, so you might as well come on the show Friday.
I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what's going on Friday, but my mum will be in bed at 10, right before 10 o'clock. So I don't know where I'll be, but if I can, I'll maybe come on and do a bit. And I'll be doing my show. I'm flying home on. So I've got the game Saturday. I'm flying home on Sunday, so I'll do my show on Sunday. I don't know what time. It's the 8 o'clock went really well. We had thick end of 200 watching on Sunday, so. I don't know. We'll talk about time. What's the best time? I don't know what the best time is, if I'm honest. We were starting to do 10 o'clock, but that's people got work the following day in the UK. It's late to stay up, late for guests. You know.
Yeah, that's why if we didn't have a game today, I would have done a midweek show at 9 o'clock because people can stay on for an hour and a half, or whatever it is. And
absolutely. All
right.
right.
Guys, have you got anything else to say? Because I know we got 85 of you. I'd love to keep going on.
Anyone in the chat got anything before we go?
Yeah, give us your comments in the chat. We'll bring them up.
Probably put a bit of cricket on before my bed. Tagaro, well, say Bethel will get a 250, and then you'll struggle a bit like Headingley in 81, if you remember that. But look, thanks everybody for coming on. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy watching it. It's not easy talking about it, and sometimes trying to be positive without being a moaning git. But club needs to find a way out of this.
Needs to get
this is a major challenge for. This is a major. Sorry, I'm looking at my Twitter's come up. Chelsea fans turn on end ball and Clear Lake for an awkward night for Rossignol. They're a bigger basket case than us.
Well, the problem is with Chelsea fans, especially generations, unlike us long-suffering fans, that Spurs fans had to wait so long to win the UEFA League trophy. Chelsea fans have been like Man United fans in the past. Have been so used to success under Abramovich and that for them to go any distance of time without success, they're going to get toxic a lot quicker, right? Than most other fans will. And but who gives a shit about them anyway, right?
No. But let's just going back to Tottenham. I mean, we know. In fact, there was someone put up about managers getting sacked who've won 2 trophies, and it was Mourinho twice.
Matteo won the FA Cup and the Champions League with Chelsea and got
Italian boy Conte. In other words, they were all Chelsea. Every manager that got sacked after winning 2 trophies was a Chelsea manager. But this season 14th is showing the sheer and utter stupidity of sacking Ange and not giving him a chance to see what he could do in a 3rd season. Absolutely idiotic. And to be in this position with this manager, these players, these results, this quality of football is depressing, particularly after Bilbao. And I had a wonderful couple of days in Bilbao. Absolutely wonderful couple of I don't know who that was talking about. That's why I didn't pull that up. I couldn't see this chain of he is a destroyer 6, which he does perfectly. Just need a progressive 8.
I think it's talking about Polina.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm happy. I'm going to watch a bit of cricket. I'm assuming we're starting at 11 o'clock our time again because of the
Friday. We start at 10. You get your show whatever time you want on a Sunday.
We'll sort it.
Normal midweek shows here go out at 9 o'clock for the 82 of watching it. We always post the show in XCOM as well and on Facebook. So it's like if you're out there, if you can make it. We welcome all your support. Like I said earlier, if you like the content, please hit that subscribe button, that red subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Subscribe to the show. If you want to take a membership out, it's £2 a month. That's optional, up to you. If you want to do that as well. With that, I want to thank Ian, and I want to thank everyone. Everyone for your comments, everyone for your sympathies for Keegan.
Thanks, Brian.
And, your sorrow at a loss of mine. And
thanks,
and we all share. The sadness and the loss of Martin Chivers, the 3rd highest goal scorer in Spurs history, I think 3rd or 4th, with Cliff Jones, who's still with us at 90. So thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to play you out with Ian's music he wrote. So I think it's his piece here. And we'll see you Friday, guys.
Take care, guys. Thanks for.
We are Tottenham diehards. Something I can't explain. We follow through sun and rain. When we lose, we don't complain. Yes we do, oh we do. But Tottenham Hotspur, I will love you till I die. I will love you, I die. I will love you till I die, till I die, till I die. We follow through sun and rain, rain. When we lose, we don't complain. Yes we do, we do. But Tottenham Hotspur, I will love you till I die. I will love you, I will die. I will love you till I die, till I die, till I die. We follow through sun and rain. When we